holding this area on offense is massive. And I think both of you had opportunities to stand there, either with a weapon that has a lot of range, like a stamper, or something that has a wall and can skirmish, like a 52 on the other team. And honestly, I think both teams botched really, really nice pushes by not capitalizing on that. So yeah, part of this is like take important areas, spots on the map that in the game. So we're a V-roller here. There's like a lot of chaos. If the roller is able to finally get into a position that they're comfortable in, or that is very strong, then they can take over the game. And in certain cases, bubble helps cement that, which depending on the mode, like if you're in their base and you get a bubble down ready to score, it's like super, super scary because of the lockout. This seems like a very offensive battle from both sides, where both of us want an opportunity to like jump in on the other person's, but especially playing around walls, playing around inkjet, getting into good positions with crabs, there's a lot of like skill matchup. I feel like this game can be a little bit snowbally, potentially from both sides, but both sides have a pretty well balanced comp. As you were mentioning before, using curling bombs as a way to trick the enemy team. Replay moment. Nice. Nice. I like the little like patience that you have between some of your flicks. This is a tough spot. You need to look at this from your team's perspective. Like I like the ability for the enemy team to collapse a little bit easier than you all collapsing. It's unfortunate that Stan isn't able to get the pick, but our comp's gonna have a hard time just with Zipcaster to be able to like actually like push in and do stuff. They're wide enough to not have to deal with the roller threat directly because of the paint that they have. And this machine can start hitting over like ledges and start bullying either yourself or anyone else that's hovering around mid. Yeah, this looks like it might be, they don't have a ton of clams, but the way that the clams spawn in this map, it's very easy to hold a push if you have control. Yeah, now they have complete control. It'll be interesting to see how you all... Oh, that's one way to find an opportunity. We'll go back a tiny bit, but... I feel like this should have been a way stronger push than what ended up happening. I love the target that you end up choosing in this scenario. I'm so confused with how they played this. I feel like this is like near KO potential here. Like, I don't think Storm needs to... Why did they go back? Oh, they went to score their clams. I don't know if I like this play. I'm gonna be honest. To me, this feels like a little bit of a throw. I'm not gonna lie. There's so much pressure established by just having a wall down and just getting this paint. It makes it really uncomfortable for your entire team to do anything. But I don't like us giving away our positioning to initially score those clams. Like, let one of your teammates like sit in those spots. Yeah. I don't know. The more I look at this, it feels very panicked in this spot. There's no reason why they don't get set up with the crab here. Yeah, they waste time there. But like, there's just a splash left. If I'm this splash, I'm taking snipe immediately. Like, I don't see a reason for us to back up here and pop crab over here. It doesn't make sense to me, especially given your comp and like, we need to hold this side over here. This feels way too safe. This crab is just useless effectively. Like, it stalls out this area, but... What do they do? What do they do over there? We have a bucket. What? Like, they don't have a lot of clams, but you should be able to hold this for a long period of time. You get crab up here, you hold your either a stamper or 52 with wall like works here as well. But if they can close in the paint here so that you can't have an easy time crossing onto this wall, like, is GG. From your perspective, I love the way you play it though. You see this person go back this way and you take this advantage. So like, you punish this and capitalize perfectly, but Nightmare should have a massive push in this spot, but really good pick. Like, their whole push gets stopped because of this play, because none of them recognize that we need to be over here, and they crabbed in an irrelevant spot and they didn't get any value out of it. Dang. That was a really good idea. We'll let the play cook and then we'll back up a little bit. Wait, someone popped off. Wait. Was that the dizzy pop-off maybe? I love this play. This is such a small way to like keep this play running. Pick up the clam, immediately throw it to your team so that they have an easy chance to score it. And then you go back to picking up. That one clam could make the difference between you being able to hold and have the timer of the basket open long enough. So I love those small objective decisions. Kudos for your objective awareness. That was a little dangerous of a throw. I don't know why we didn't use crab in that spot. Our splash, I think, should be sitting on snipe with clams. I think we give up the put. I think we actually should KO here. Even here, I'd probably get in position for crab, but I'm okay with it. But once your team wipes them, okay, they score their clams. That's sick. Why did that thing respawn? Dude, I don't know how clam pods work. We just picked up the pod and then another one spawns immediately behind it. And like have your splash get up here and slowly get these clams in to stall long enough for you to get the power clam in. Like you have enough time with these 4 clams to where you can throw them in, definitely get this, and have crab ready to pop whenever. Like you'll have a good amount of time left. So I think it's a little bit of a throw here. Like if Dizzy probably wants to watch underneath ledges, there's no reason why our splash isn't crabbing up here. Y'all are in a potential KO push and you're going for that. We need to stall. We're in a 3v4 for the next while and we have a crab to potentially allow us to still hold control versus like getting that in and then immediately throwing the push. So we're in lockout and we give up lockout for seemingly no reason when we have a special to set us up for that. We're just like too greedy for clams. Anytime that the enemy team snipes open and I have crab, that's where I'm at, and I'll tell someone else to do the objective work. I don't care. I'm crabbing up here. You're playing like billiards with your curling bomb, but like it's very creative. How creative are you when it comes to throwing curling bombs? Because a lot of times people just throw them forward. I don't know if you meant for it to, I mean, maybe you did. I don't know the 5-head geometry you're doing whenever you're popping curling bombs, but like where this curling bomb lands is like perfect. And this feels a little bit lucky, but maybe it's a setup that you have. But how often do you like have these? That's so good. Like it's inconsequential, but it's so good. You know how you have to throw it. That's super sick. Yeah, like there's probably so much just like curling bomb tech from all of your games that other players that use curling bombs could probably take advantage of. But it's sick to see someone have a curling bomb and dedicate themselves to like actually getting value with it. Yeah, just patient play till you find the opening. This is like how you get the most value out of bubble, especially in Clam Blitz, because it's like you get the initial frag, like you play really slow, get the initial pick, and then throw down the bubble, and it's just like GG. Yeah, I like that you continue to move. Yeah, it's unfortunate. This is all sick. At this point, I'm probably just taking this fight, or I'm like trying to take really wide space that they have to go out of their way to deal with. Like you have this slowdown because you want this pick. And if you kept moving in any other direction, you probably don't have to deal with this. But I like your movement after, but when this person's solely focusing on you, you probably have to give this up kind of thing. This feels a little bit greedy on your part, but the idea is great. And obviously the entry is like super patient and like very, very good V roller play. But sometimes the juicy opportunities, if they're too risky, we just have to let it go. Y'all still manage, and like I love the speed of this play. The enemy team setting up for their like push up the ramp, and your timings like disrupt what they're trying to do, and like stuff like fizzy bomb and getting specials out like takes some time. Respect that you play yourself and not the weapon. That's how you get better. Yeah, for sure. But I'm not even kidding. Roller messes up all the time. I don't play the weapon, but I've played against it and I've survived. I've gotten booped from it. I don't know how. Like I'll get booped from the roller and it does no damage to me. Oof. That's a nice movement. This play feels a little bit weird, because Stan ends up going through and not taking space. But could they have not just moved forward? Like they had to have backed up. Yeah, I don't like this. Can't Stan just like go wide? Like again, if we just like hold over here. All we have to worry about right now is the machine. And if we had to guess, is machine gonna play over here and look to take control of this, or like play near the basket and stall with fizzies? They're probably gonna stall with fizzies, but yeah, I think instead of painting for this, I think Stan just takes wide. I mean, we can sit up here if we want to. I would just go wide and just hit vertical slashes and just like be annoying until ballpoint's in position to do stuff. I think that slight hesitation prevents you from being able to break it in, because if Stan takes that space, then it doesn't matter who's taking the ball in this kind of case. But like not dying there is important. It's good that your splash makes it out though. I like that they stay alive. Them safely poking back here with bombs just to slow the enemy team from taking your ramp is nice, but they need to also get special. I don't know how close they are. Yeah, they're about halfway. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but it's okay. Nice pack. Ooh. Yeah, and they still weren't able to get special. Oh, this is tough. Oh no. Yeah, this is panic. Yeah, it's probably GG. Y'all are looking to KO, so like it's a very quick mentality shift of like how you have to play and what you're playing for. That being said, I like the poking here, but we need to be doing more general painting. We need to be getting our crab. Like we're poking with bombs right now, we need to have crab. The fact that we don't have crab right now is throwing. Like we should have crab and we should be positioned top left. So there's a couple of timings here. If you can get crab fast enough to be on top of snipe, it's a little bit risky, but it's potentially doable. But like taking these fights over here, the splash needs to be the responsible one on the team. The paint. Like there's a ton of paint, there's paint back there, there's a bunch of paint over here. There might even be paint in the pits. Yeah, there's a ton of paint over here. We very quickly get crab in this spot, which doesn't like get us out of this scenario altogether, but it at least gives us an opportunity to do something. And we can like, there's a lot of options. So even if we haven't gotten crab at this point, if we paint over here, we have crab. And we can either look to crab here and get this angle behind them so they can't, because they need to rally a really big push. So if we're able to just chip their back line, the rest of our team's gonna have a little bit of an easier time doing stuff, so because they have less ability to move and they're weak. So that's one option. You can go for it up here, but this is a little bit risky and there's a chance that you just get one shot. Just because at this point, I don't know when like ballpoint's getting their special. It's nice that the machine is down. That's another thing. The other thing that you could do is jump out completely and then crab up here, which is a lot slower, but I don't know. It just depends on like where the enemy team is at and you have to like make a decision. But I don't like that part of it. Yeah, like we're too quick to stop the push when we know our teammates are still trying to spawn in and we don't have specials. But again, our crab should be, or splash should be screaming that they're close to crab and we need to wait for that. That's what feels bad. But all in all, it's a sick game. Really impressed with like your just overall movement. Like you did that really well, and like your curling bomb setups are super sick. I think understanding and like respecting game states and pushing them forward and knowing when to do one versus the other. Like being comfortable in like all the different decision points that you're in. Honestly, I'd say this for Nightmare as well. They absolutely botched their first push. Holding this area on offense is massive, and I think both of you had opportunities to stand there either with a weapon that has a lot of range like a stamper, or something that has a wall and can skirmish like a 52 on the other team. And honestly, I think both teams botched really nice pushes by not capitalizing on that. So yeah, part of this is like take important areas, spots on the map that in the game, but like your crab sitting up on snipe and just having all of this vision, or your stamper pushing up with the window that they have and not worrying about painting for a teammate that's going to have a curling bomb going in. And then the other thing, which is just common, is avoid wipe during scores. I think this is a scenario that you played very aggressively because you're like the entry, and I think it's fine for you to like take very risky plays, and then a lot of times you actually had it work out really well, and you had big plays that either created pushes or just gave space to your team. So I think you played this part really well, but this is like the spot where your splash did a really good job of surviving, but the more people that survive, the better it goes. It's also important that we figure that out. And then the last thing when it comes to the game state is like plan around specials. In most cases this game it was crab, because crab is just very, very good on this map on average. I think aggressively, I would say mainly this is defense. This last hold should not go down the way it goes down. You know, people wipe, people lose is totally fine, but I don't think it should happen without getting at least a crab out. And I don't think the rest of your team knew that there was a crab basically like almost ready, where if we had a little bit more either communication or more information from the entire team to know, you know, I'm 80% the special, give me like, you know, give up the score, give me 3 seconds to get into position. And then that way the entire team can start focusing on actually retaking after they get the initial score and when you have your specials already ready to go. But I really like the way that you played this game. So anyways, that's all I got. But a really, really good game overall. This crab should have been at least 1 higher, but 5 crabs is pretty solid in a game. Hopefully it inspires some more roller plays, because I think that there's definitely something there. Although maybe I don't want to see more roller plays because it's annoying to deal with. But good stuff, good stuff.